The eighth labor of Hercules, involving the mares of Diomedes, takes us to the dark and treacherous realm of the Bistonian king Diomedes. A brutal figure feared by his subjects and enemies alike. This labor was not just a test of strength but of courage and morality, highlighting Hercules' ability to confront and pacify forces of profound malevolence. King Diomedes of Thrace was notorious for his savage customs, the most horrifying of which involved his 4 monstrous mares. These horses were not ordinary beasts. They were bred for blood, trained to feed on human flesh by their cruel master, the Maresa Euronensa Euro, Pudagos, Lampon, Xanthos, and Dianosa Euro, whispered fear across the lands. Their stalls reeked of death, and the bones of their victims littered the fields around Diomedes' Euro fortress. The task set before Hercules was daunting. Capture and pacify these diabolical creatures. Upon arriving in Thrace, Hercules was immediately struck by the eerie quiet that hung over the land. A silence wrought by fear. He first sought to understand the nature of the beasts by observing them from a distance, noting their restlessness and ferocity. Understanding that direct confrontation might lead to fatal outcomes, Hercules crafted a plan that relied on stealth and surprise. Under the cover of night, he crept into the stables where the mares were chained. Utilizing his immense strength, he overpowered the guards and released the horses, leading them away from their bloody pens. However, the mares, driven mad by their unnatural diet and confinement, rampaged, attempting to turn on Hercules. Displaying remarkable agility and control, Hercules managed to keep ahead of the mares, driving them towards the sea. The journey was perilous, fraught with attempts by the mares to break free or attack their captor. Hercules' Euro resolve did not waver. He knew that to bring peace to the land, he must succeed. The climax of this labor came with a twist of poetic justice. Hercules led the mares back to King Diomedes, confronting the tyrant directly. In a fierce battle, Hercules overcame Diomedes and fed him to his own horses. This act of grim retribution shocked the mares into a docile state. The death of their master broke the cycle of violence that had fueled their madness. With the mares subdued, Hercules returned to Mycenae, bringing the creatures with him. The journey back was marked by the transformation of the mares from monsters to mere horses. Without their diet of flesh, they became calm and manageable. This change was not lost on the people who witnessed their arrival. The legend of Hercules' Euro conquest and the rehabilitation of the mares spread, symbolizing the restoration of order from chaos. King Eurystheus, ever fearful of Hercules' Euro growing reputation and power, commanded that the mares be released. They were set free and ultimately found their way to Mount Olympus, where they were made to serve the gods. A fitting end for creatures touched by both darkness and the heroism of Hercules. The labor of the mares of Diomedes stands as a stark narrative about the depths of human cruelty and the redemptive power of heroic action. In this story, Hercules not only confronts physical danger but also challenges the moral decay represented by Diomedes and his mares. This labor illustrates the transformative power of justice and strength, showing that even the most corrupted creatures can be redeemed, and order can be restored in the face of overwhelming chaos. Through this labor, Hercules demonstrates that heroism involves more than strength. It requires moral courage and the will to enforce change, not just for the self but for the greater good of all. This tale, therefore, is a testament to the enduring spirit of one of mythologia Euro's greatest heroes.